Most guys think that they need to be tall, rich, or jacked to attract women, but that is simply not true. You can just be an average guy. You don't need a six pack, a flashy car, or some sort of a millionaire lifestyle. But what you do need is leadership, charm, and zero neediness. And that really is all you need to date and keep an incredible woman. But the problem is, most men never learn how to lead, they never learn how to flirt or stay grounded. And that's really why they keep losing women that they like. So today I'm going to break down for you guys exactly how normal men, guys like you and I, can master these traits and become the kind of man women don't walk away from. Okay, so as I've already mentioned, there are 3 traits that you guys must have in order to attract and maintain a woman long term, and that is leadership, being able to be charming and playful, and then third, non-neediness. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, leadership. In this day and age, so many men have been taught to be passive. You've never really taught to be assertive, to lead, because these are oftentimes labeled as being controlling or domineering. But the reality of this is that if you take the back seat, you're going to make yourself look feminine, you're going to emasculate yourself, and women are going to ultimately be turned off by this. And what you need to understand is that leadership is not controlling, because women are looking to you for that leadership. That's what they want, whether they realize it or whether they admit it to themselves or not. Obviously, the best type of women are the women who can say confidently that, yes, I want a man to lead. Okay? Now, of course, this means that you have to actually do that. It's not about playing cosplay as some masculine leader. You have to actually understand how to lead yourself, lead her, and lead the relationship. Okay? So this is something that I've talked about a lot here, but if you don't know how to lead, you ultimately will end up becoming a follower and be discarded. This is the sad reality, is that most of the times men are discarded when they fail to lead a relationship, because she ultimately will seek that out, and if it's not in you, it'll be with another man. Okay? The second thing is knowing how to be charming and playful. All right, so here's the thing, is that a lot of men confuse self-deprecation for charm. But being self-deprecating and making fun of yourself is not charming. It may be considered cute at the beginning, but after time, it becomes repulsive. The woman actually starts to see you as lower than her. Okay, so while you think you're being cute and funny, because you've probably seen so many movies and TV shows where the man acts kind of goofy, acts a bit of a dork, is beta, makes fun of himself, and kind of acts awkward and is sort of a fumbling idiot. You've seen this so many times that you think this is cute. You think this is something that a girl will just absolutely fall head over heels for. And like I said, she will find you amusing. She will find you potentially cute, and it will make her laugh and feel good in that moment. But in the long term, you're setting yourself up for her again to see you as either just a friend or kind of a pathetic nice guy, or someone who just does not get her panties wet. And I don't think that's what any of you want. When I say you should be charming and playful, this means that you have the confidence and the balls to be able to tease her, to playfully tease her, to playfully put her in her place with confidence, to say things that are audacious, to say things that are a little bit you could say potentially scandalous, not in a super negative way, but saying things that are ballsy, sexual innuendo, sexual jokes, these types of things. That is what I mean by being charming, by being romantically playful, not making yourself look like a goofball and sort of an adorable dork that she just finds endearing, but not attractive or arousing. The third and final thing is to learn how to be non-needy. Now, there's nothing wrong with liking, showing affection, and wanting to spend time with a woman. That's fine. But what the problem is, most men have done is prioritized the woman over their own mission and their own purpose in life. And so what happens is you pedestalize her and you find all of your self-worth through her. So what I see time after time is that guys, a woman makes a man feel good. It's like, wow, she's beautiful. She's soft, she's cuddly. It just makes me feel good. And the man gets weak. His spine starts to grow soft and he wants to be with her all the time. He's always texting her just because he wants that dopamine rush of knowing that he's chatting with some cute girl. And over time, what happens is it just comes across as needy. You're no longer focused on the greater mission of your life, which could be your career, it could be a hobby, it could be just something that you were doing when you were single. You're putting all of your energy, effort, and attention towards her. And at first, when you first meet someone, when you first meet a girl, it's all fun and flirty and you guys want to kind of chit chat as much as possibly can. But what happens is guys stay in this pattern. Okay. So it's important to establish from the very beginning that you are enjoying her company when you're with her. You don't need to hold back. You don't need to play cool and act like you don't care. That comes off as inauthentic, and that's not at all what I teach, okay? When you're with her, you enjoy her company, you're in it. You don't need to be praising her nonstop, but you're just enjoying yourself. You're being charming and you're leading. And then when when the night's closed or if, whatever it happens to be, when the date is over, you go back about your business, you do your thing, and you're not constantly blowing up her phone or just becoming so obsessed that you look to her to just make you feel good when you're bored at work or having a bad day and just you need that pick me up from knowing the fact that you are talking with some beautiful girl. That's what I'm talking about by being needy. And so obviously the opposite version of that is to be focusing on yourself. That's the easiest way to get rid of neediness, is to have other things going on in your life that take up your attention. When you're first dating a girl, the best way to think about it is to be kind of dating her at arm's length, okay? Think of her as a loose acquaintance that you want to get romantically involved with, okay? And with, like I said, like a loose acquaintance, like a coworker, maybe when you are at work, you chit chat, maybe you flirt a little bit, but once you go home, it's not like you're sitting there texting each other all day long or sending them emails, right? You see each other when you're at work and if there's a mutual interest there, you're flirting, and then boom, you go home and do your thing. That's kind of how you should think about how to be non-needy. When you're on the date, it's flirting, it's charming, there's some romance, there's kiss, maybe you even hook up, okay? But again, once you go your separate ways, you go back to your place, she goes back to hers, you're about your business, you're doing your thing. You're not sitting there pining over her. You're not sitting there messenger all damn day long, sending memes back and forth. That's not what looks like a strong man who doesn't exhibit needy behavior. All right, so what I want you to do next is write down all three of these traits: leadership, charm, and non-neediness. And ask yourself, what's your weakest link? What do you need the most work on, okay? And whatever it happens to be, pick one of those things and just simply focus on that one thing this week. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick one and do that. And get it to a point where you're like, actually, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this stuff and I'm able to see maybe where I'm slipping up or going wrong, and you're able to adjust for it, all right? And what this does is that, over time, these small, consistent actions over time will develop that skill and will strengthen that weakness, okay? And once you really learn to embody these three characteristics of leadership, being charming, and being non-needy, this is where you'll see that you don't need to have the perfect looks, huge bank account, and, a ripped body in order to meet a great girl who's really head over heels in love with you, a girl who is locked in, a girl who wants to see you more and more and more. You don't need all those superficial things. And I don't mean superficial as in not important, but just things that you're using as cope to tell yourself a story that you'll never get a girl. Embody these three things that involve the inside portion of you, and you will see this make a big difference in your dating life. Now, if this is something that you really struggle with and you want my personal guidance on, click the link down below. That's an opportunity for you to book a free consultation call with me where I learn about your struggle. I find out where you're at, what's been holding you back, and if it seems like a good fit for you and I to work together, I'll walk you through how my coaching program works, and we'll get you going to fix this part of your life for good. All right, that'll do it for this video. I will see you in the next one.